Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. The boys are back again, and we're back for another episode of the Fat Katz Podcast. I'm co-host Ward Sewell, joined by my other co-host Cameron Taylor. The boys are back. The boys are ready to get after it. Cam, happy Taco Tuesday, brother.
It's always Taco Tuesday around here. I know people may be surprised to see that we're not together. We did promise the people that we would be together. We had some stuff pop up with our works, so that's gotten postponed a little bit. Yep. But today's October the 3rd, as Ward said, episode 27 of the Fat Katz Podcast. I want to remind everybody, find us on Spotify and YouTube. Just type in the Fat Katz Podcast. It's Katz. Find us on TikTok and Instagram at Fat Katz Pod. We got film breakdowns going on there now. We got clips from the pod. We got some other stuff going up. So stay in tune with us and comment, like, share, all that good stuff. We want to interact with you guys. If you're interested in T-shirts, we got the link tree in our bios. And today, Ward, first favorite and forgotten. We got game balls coming out. A lot of top stories. First podcast in a while, we won't be talking strictly football.
Some basketball in there, finally.
Yeah, we got NFL and college football from last week. Upcoming football this week. We got some picks for you guys. Ward's been on a heater. Let's not say it. Let's not jinx him, but Ward's been on a heater.
Hey, the boy's hot right now.
Fans Fat Takes is back. Pet Peeve of the Week is back. Full Plate Empty Stomach is back. But first, Ward, I want to know how's your week going so far, brother?
Dude, so I'm going to be honest, man. Wasn't that good of a weekend. So I'll go ahead and kick it off. As any of you know, I'm an NC State guy. Friday was not good. Friday night, we hosted Louisville and Raleigh. I unfortunately did not go. I had some last-minute tickets. I'm 5 rows behind the bench, actually, for 2 tickets for $50 each and a parking pass. Unfortunately, turned those down. The old lady didn't want to go, so didn't go, and I'm glad I didn't go. So if anybody watched NC State football this weekend, the boys were up 10-0 at halftime. Defense was playing absolutely stout. Then the offense comes out, second half, lays an egg, Cam. Offense comes out, does not put 1 point on the board, turns the ball over twice, and we end up losing 13-10. Our quarterback, who we'll get into this later, not going to get into it too much. Brennan Armstrong is now gone. He is the second stringer behind MJ Morris. But anyway, that was not a good start. And then Cam, so now at this point, I'm 0-1, okay? Then my boys come on, Washington. I'm not going to say much about Washington. They played their asses off, played great. We did end up losing, but we'll dive into that later. Then we're 0-2. And Cam, just to put the cherry on top of the cake, I'm not in a good mood. And then I lose in both my fantasy leagues. So 0-4 weekend. Thank God the Fade Wade bet hit. So we did make a little bit of money. Other than that, man, wasn't too good. I know Kentucky played great. The Steelers laid an egg. But big win for Kentucky. Tell me about it, brother.
Yeah, man, it was a roller coaster of emotions this weekend. So Dad actually got to come in town, so got to watch the Kentucky beat down with him, which was awesome. And then unfortunately, I had to wake up Sunday morning and watch the Steelers play football. What a disaster in Pittsburgh! This might be the bottom of the barrel for us, man. And we'll get into that later. But I do want to say congrats, man. Fade Wade 2 weeks in a row is hitting. I didn't even want to put the graphic out, Ward, because those 2 bets I loved. I was like, this is free money, but I had to put it out. And Ward is a cat right now, which is hilarious.
I'm cheering on the Wildcats, man. Go Kentucky.
But yeah, man, all in all, pretty good weekend. I got to spend some time on Sunday with some friends and watch the Steelers. And we got to turn the game off at halftime because it was so bad. So that was pretty good. But as we get into it, I do want to do our
Cam,
first.
Wait, real quick, man. You want to do the CJ Stroud dance real quick? Left, do it, right, do it.
Hey, CJ Stroud impressed the hell out of me.
He's playing good, dude. He's playing really good.
But first favorite and forgotten, Ward, I'm going to let you have the T-box here on episode 27.
Yeah, man, and I hate for this to be the first person I think of, but this individual actually is done for the year now. I believe it was a torn ACL. Cam, am I right? Wrong. Tre'Davious White, all-pro cornerback from the Buffalo Bills, tore his ACL and is done for the year this past weekend against the Dolphins. Hate to say it, but he's the first 27 that came to mind just because of all the recent events. Cam, what about you, brother?
Yeah, my first one here, and let me say first, Prayers up to Stravius White. Guy's a hell of a ball player. I've had that injury. Not a fun injury to have. I believe this is his second one, so hoping for a great comeback for him. My first that comes to mind here for 27 is Eddie George. Played running back for the Tennessee Titans, and just a guy that I always liked. I think he went to Ohio State, so not so much that, but Eddie George on the Tennessee Titans was always fun for me.
Awesome. And hey, Cam, one other thing. I did not get to say this before I get into my favorite. You were talking about the social media. Guys, for all of our listeners out there, please go give Cam a follow. Cam is doing an absolutely exceptional job on our social media, not only on Instagram, we're on Threads, we're on TikTok. Cam's posting all the insights on TikTok. He's breaking it down. We're getting multiple views. Support Cam. He's doing a hell of a job on the social media. Cam, I tell you all the time, but thank you for all you do. Quick rant on my end. I apologize. My favorite this week is actually going to be Big Papi, David Ortiz. Anybody knows Big Papi, he hits the ball good and he hits a lot of home runs. So Big Papi's my favorite.
Was Big Papi 27? Was that a Minnesota number? Was that a Twins number?
I saw it today. I'm going to be honest. I was looking it up and it said 27 Big Papi. I know he wore 30. I don't know who he wore 27 for. He wore 34 for the Red Sox, but 27 Big Papi, wherever he was at.
Yeah. I also want to say I appreciate the love on the Instagram and all that stuff. I post the content, Ward, but you are the content. So I want to thank you for making my job easy. My favorite 27, NBA champion, Kentucky Wildcat, Jamal Murray, wore 23 Kentucky, but now obviously wearing 27 for the Denver Nuggets. Jamal Murray, for more reasons than maybe basketball, if you know, is my favorite 27.
Hey, and Big Papi is 37 on the or 27 on the Twins. Had to look that one up. Cam, thank you for the correction. And my forgotten this week is actually going to be, I'm going to heavy baseball. This is not a baseball pod. Getting that out there. We're not a baseball pod, but Vladimir Guerrero. And the only reason why I say this, he played for the Angels forever. And my brother is a giant Angels fan. So growing up, we would always play MLB The Show. I would use whoever. He'd always use the Angels, and this guy used to always slam home runs against me. Not sure what this guy's doing now. Cam, I will say this number was kind of hard. I usually don't have to do too much research. Usually names come right off the head for numbers. 27, man, if anybody wants to be a star in any sport and be the face of a number, wear number 27. But so Vladimir Guerrero is my forgotten this week.
Yeah, I always loved Vladdy. Growing up playing the MLB games, like you said. Tough life for Stone if he's an Angels fan. I pray for him.
They suck.
Another great 27 for the Angels is Mike Trout, by the way. Yep. My forgotten here is going to be Malcolm Jenkins, probably most well-known for the pick on the goal line against the Seahawks for the Patriots. But people forget, man, like he was a really good corner. Mm-hmm. Am I talking about the right guy right now, Ward? Or is this? I think this is the guy that played. I may be wrong. I'm having all kinds of stuff going on. I think this is the guy that played for the Patriots. Could be wrong. If I am, make fun of me.
Hey, the boys had to throw this together last minute too. The boys were busy with work, and we always put out podcasts Tuesday or Wednesday. We did want to get ahead of the game and put one out for y'all on Tuesday. So we may have a couple errors. Just ride with us, Fat Katz Country. Let's ride.
Yeah, you guys aren't here for facts. You're here for entertainment anyway. Ward. Go ahead and start us off with the game balls. I'm going to make sure I'm talking about the right guy.
Absolutely. So my first game ball this week is I'm actually going to throw it to Mr. Sam Howell, the Commanders quarterback. And the reason why I never give game balls to guys that just coming off a loss, Cam. But Sam Howell, his fifth career start, goes on the road into the hostile Philadelphia Eagles football stadium, Lincoln Financial Field. He goes out and he dices the Eagles defense up. We did put up, I believe it was 31 points. I want to say we put up, or 28 points anyway. He goes out, he throws for 290 yards, 2 touchdowns. Cam, you do got to remember one thing about Sam Howell. This was his 5th career start in the NFL. The Eagles are the Super Bowl favorites. They do have the number 1 statistical defense coming into this year in the NFL. And Sam Howell came in off a ugly performance against the Bills. Played really good. So obviously I'm very upset about the loss. Very excited in his performance. Our offense never performs the way they did on Sunday. But my first game ball, Sam, hopefully I have another one for you after Thursday night. But Sam, how's my first game ball?
Love it. All right, so correction time. I was talking about Malcolm Butler. who had the game-winning interception for the Patriots. Malcolm Jenkins, however, two-time Super Bowl champ, played for the Eagles, two-time Pro Bowler, and two-time All-Pro. So,
That a boy.
Malcolm Jenkins, safety, both played safety or DB. So my bad on that one, but Malcolm Jenkins of the Eagles and Saints. My first game ball is going to Kentucky Wildcat, Ray Davis. Ray had 280 yards and 4 touchdowns against the Florida Gators this weekend, Ward. 280 rushing yards is good for third all-time by any Kentucky player in a single game. He also had 209 in the first half, which is the most in any half of a Kentucky football player. So, sweet baby Ray Davis is going to get my first game ball this week.
Love it. And my second game ball, Cam, and I'm so sorry to do this, is going to be C.J. Stroud. And the reason why is not because of his performance against the Steelers. It is his performance through the first 4 weeks of NFL football. C.J. Stroud is the 5th player in NFL history, Cam. Maybe 6th player. So my fact check guy may have to fact check me on this. But he's either the 5th or 6th player in NFL history to throw for 300 yards in his first 4 starts to start the year. He's accompanied by Tom Brady. He's accompanied by, who else was on there? Aaron Rodgers was on there one time. Peyton Manning was on there one time. And this isn't rookies. This is just your first 4 games. You throw for over 300 yards in the season. So C.J. Stroud is a 5th or 6th player to ever do that in the NFL. So giving him my game ball. C.J., I did not think you were going to be playing this well against that awful Texans, or with the awful Texans team. At least I thought they were going to suck. But you're playing good so far, man. You're playing better than any other rookie. So keep doing your thing.
Yeah, man. CJ impressed the hell out of me. That whole team impressed me. The run game, the offensive line was the biggest thing. I thought that this pass rush was going to kill him all day. George Font at right tackle gave TJ Watt everything he wanted. CJ made some really great throws, but those skill guys with Tank Davis and Nico Collins is going to be electric for a long time. Ward.
How TJ? I didn't watch the game. How TJ Watt do? Was he able to get?
Not good, man. No sacks for the Steelers, no picks for the Steelers. It was a complete domination, Ward. That team dog walked us, which is
dude, the Texans aren't bad, man. The Texans are actually kind of sneaky good.
My second game ball here, we're going to keep it with the rookies. Devin Witherspoon last night on Monday Night Football had kind of his coming out party. If you guys remember, this is a guy I previewed pre-draft. He was on Bam Bam's top dogs, but finished the game last night with 6 tackles, 2 sacks, and 1 pick six. So to round out the game balls this week, Devin Witherspoon with the last one.
That a boy, Witherspoon.
Biggest story in sports, and whether you're talking football, basketball, whatever, biggest story in sports, Damian Lillard is no longer a Trailblazer, Ward. He's finally ran from the grind here. He got traded to the Bucks for a package that looks like Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, and picks. The Suns get Nurkic and some wing depth, which they've already cut 2 of the guys they received in that trade. And then the Bucks obviously get Damian Lillard. Ward, for the Bucks, what does this mean for the Bucks? Like, are they 100% title contenders for you now? Are they coming out of the East? What are you thinking for the Bucks long term?
Well, one, I'm going to put my glasses on for this trade because Damian Lillard finally got out. You know, Cam, how many times have we been saying, we'll believe it when we see it? And we see it and we believe it. I don't know if I'm on the Bucks bandwagon yet because you don't know how Giannis and Damian Lillard are going to be able to play together. But the Bucks are now the betting favorites to win the East this year, Cam. They're actually the betting favorites to win the title this year. Number 2 behind them is the Celtics. So maybe we may have a winner in the East this year. But good for Damian Lillard, man. I'm really, really curious to see. I thought he was going to Miami. Maybe if anybody saw what Jimmy Butler wore to the press conference where he came out emo, and yeah, maybe that's why the boy was upset. I think Jimmy Butler thought he was getting one of the top point guards in the league, and he did not. So Damian Lillard, good for you, man. I'll take my glasses off now, but excited to see what you do in Milwaukee.
Yeah, man, that spacing is going to be fun. First of all, Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo pick and roll is going to be insane. They've got a stretch 5 in Brook Lopez, and then another one coming off the bench in Bobby Portis. Chris Middleton can finally be a true number 3 option. And then the only thing that you're really concerned about is the 2. And with that level of scoring, really all you need is a guy that can hit open shots. Mm-hmm. So this Bucks team is going to be fun. Speaking of Drew Holiday, he got sent to the Trailblazers. They said, hey, don't even look at a house. because we're sending you to Boston for Rob Williams, Malcolm Brogdon, and picks.
That's messed up, ain't it?
So as the Bucks get better, the Celtics get they upgraded Marcus Smart basically is what they did this offseason. So, Drew Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum, that's going to be a tough foursome to deal with in Boston. Ward, do you have any thoughts on are you thinking Boston? Are you thinking Bucks? Who are we going with here out of the East?
My brother loves the Celtics. I don't like the Celtics because he loves them so much. So give me the Bucks. Need some bragging rights. Cam did not really look. I am so keened into football. I really did not look too much into these trades. I just saw the big names. But who knows, man?
Right, we got a long time before it's basketball season.
That's
I don't
very
blame you.
True. Well, actually, not. I think basketball season starts in 4 weeks, but
nah, it don't start till after the Super Bowl. Baby.
That's very true. It don't start till February. We won't talk about it till February. So,
but I do want to say real quick, Jonathan Taylor active this Sunday, trending towards Cooper Kupp being active this Sunday. So, two of the best in the NFL look like they're going to be playing. And start us out, man. Me and Ward are going to get our sorrows out of the way. I'll let you go ahead and kick it off with the heartbreaking overtime loss the Commanders suffered on Sunday.
Yep, I'll go ahead and start it out. I did not get to watch any other football on Sunday because how upset I was after this game. So if anybody saw, we went up 17-7, went into halftime with the 17-7 lead, come out in the third quarter and absolutely lay an egg. The Eagles come back and make it a 24-17 game. We come down, score 24-24. The Eagles then get the ball back with a minute and a half, score right away. It's 31-24. Sam Howell in our offense gets the ball with a minute and 15 seconds, no timeouts. Drive all the way down the field, score with no seconds left. My predicament is, Cam, right there. So we score, no timeouts, huge drive against the number one defense in the NFL, the Eagles. Should we have gone for two there? That's the question. All the momentum was on our side. We had just drove down and scored. I am not against Coach Ron Rivera's decision. You got to think about how tired those guys were after, Cam, firsthand what a 2-minute drill is like. Imagine a 2-minute drill with no timeouts. These guys weren't moving. You look at their defense statistically outmatches us. We don't have a position outside of Terry McLaurin and A.J. Brown, which is arguable. We don't have a position that statistically outmatches them on offense or defense. Our offensive line, you look at our interior offensive line, Jonathan Allen, Daron Payne, maybe, but anywhere outside of that, no. So they're better than us on defense. Their defense is better than our offense. So I don't know. We did get the ball first in overtime. There was a questionable call. Terry McLaurin caught the ball on the sideline. I don't know if you saw that, Cam. Hell of a catch, but they said he was out. That could have gone either way. I think if he did catch that ball, we're winning that game. But, then we give the ball right back to Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts drives down and score. And they hit a 54-yard field goal to win the game. But I'm proud of my boys. Not going to get too much into it. I'm really excited to see what we do against the Bears on Thursday night. Cam, how are you feeling? How's Kenny Pickett doing?
Well, I want to touch on the Commanders real quick. I was watching that game after the Steelers lost, obviously, and somebody that I was watching it with goes, in Carolina, Riverboat Ron goes for two there. And I looked at him, I was like, yeah, he had a 6'6", 250-pound quarterback that could do anything on a football field. Of course he would have went for it there. Yeah. I would have went for it personally, but like you said, man, those guys were dog tired.
I just know how tired. That was everybody was saying. They're like, should they have gone for it? Should they have gone for it? I don't know, dude. I have no idea. I think either way, that people are grilling him for not going for it. If he went for it and we didn't get it, people will be grilling him for not getting it. So I think it was a lose-lose for Ron or a win-win for Ron.
Yep. Like I said, I would have went for it, but I don't think there's a wrong decision there. Yeah. You're probably in a game that you shouldn't have been in to begin with.
So, yeah, absolutely not.
Moving on to my Steelers, man. First of all, I do want to say it looks like Kenny Pickett may be able to play this week. If you watch that game, it looked like that looked like a season-ending injury, the way he was rolling around on the ground and seeing the replay. But he's practicing Wednesday. They're saying that there's a chance he'll play on Sunday, so we'll see against the Ravens. But disappointment and is not a word even to describe it, man. We got dog walked by a rookie quarterback and young skill guys, and they had an undrafted free agent at left tackle award, and we got like 2 pressures on the day. Couldn't stop the run. Offense goes out. We've got an OC that does an interview early in the week and says, yeah, this offense isn't built to come back from big leads. Well, Ward, let me tell you a stat. Since this guy's taken over, we've had more first drives of the game end in turnovers than touchdowns.
Wow.
We've had 15 drives since this guy's taken over end in turnovers and 13 end in touchdowns. Well, if you're not built to come back from big leads, don't you think you ought to start fast, Ward?
Yep. No, you're right.
If you're not built to come back from big deficits, don't you think you ought to be above the top 28 in yards per attempt, yards per rush, and yards per play?
No, you're right.
Don't you think you ought to be above the top 28 in touchdowns scoring per game? They're sitting at 30 right now since this guy's taken over, by the way, Ward. Mm-hmm. Only offense in the NFL in the past 2 seasons that hasn't had an offensive game for over 400 yards. It's been abysmal to watch. Mm-hmm. And we're sitting on this crutch that it's the Steeler way, it's Steeler football. We've got a 250-pound running back that can't run the ball, Ward.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I don't know. This, like I said, man, this is an all-time low for me as a Steelers fan. Like I've always sat, like I could say, like, hey, at least the defense played well. At least we went out and we played tough physical football. We got dominated by the Houston Texans, bro.
This may be the first year, I think, probably that you've ever seen that the Steelers may not have a winning record.
Yeah, and I mean,
welcome to the club.
Yeah, that's a problem. And to go over 500, what does it mean? I saw a stat today. Mike Tomlin since 2011 has only won 4 playoff games. Ward. That's not the Steelers.
Yeah, he has a Super Bowl though, don't he? Or he has 2. Does he have 1 or 2?
He's got 1 in Pittsburgh in 2009, and then he's got 1 in Tampa.
Oh, okay.
And then we lost to the Packers in 2011. So, but we've only won four playoff games since then. So I don't know, man. I love Mike Tomlin. I love Mike Tomlin more than anybody. Like, he's my guy. But something's got to happen. We got to get rid of an OC. OC's got to be the first guy out the door. But we've got to take a look in the mirror as a coaching staff, as players, as a front office, as a fan base. Everybody's got to look in the mirror because this is not acceptable as the Pittsburgh Steelers, man.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're right.
I'll let you say whatever you have on your mind.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I did not watch this game too hard. You guys had the 4:30 slot or the 1 o'clock slot? 1, yeah. So that was during the middle. See, I didn't get to see any football this weekend. I watched the Commanders play. We played from 1 to 5, so we went into overtime. So I was just getting highlights from our game. I was getting highlights from some of the other games, kind of paying attention. I didn't get to watch that. And kind of we'll jump right into it now, Cam. I know if you were watching the Steelers, I don't know how much you watched the Dolphins and the Bills, but the Bills are the Dolphins, I think, just came down to earth. Either that or this Bills team is fucking good. Excuse my language, freaking good. What do you think?
Yeah, man, this Bills team really impressed me. They started off kind of slow the first couple of weeks, but, man, when you've got a guy like Stephon Diggs,
Stephon Diggs is so good, dude.
All bad things can be taken away. I think he had 3 touchdowns last week.
Did.
And I think 11 receptions or something crazy. Yeah. So 48-20 win over the Dolphins, if you didn't know. And like you said, I think the Dolphins came back down to earth a little bit. This offense is awesome, but that defense isn't very good. And that showed because they played one of the best quarterback duos in the NFL and got absolutely obliterated. But this Bills team is really good, man. Josh Allen moved into the MVP favorite for betting odds after, like we've said, a slow start.
What happened to the Madden curse? It's not there anymore.
That's what I was about to say, man. We were talking about Madden curse a week and a half ago, and now he's the favorite for the MVP. So this Bills team is fun. The defense is stepping up. Matt Milano has stepped up, man. He was once a guy that was just like another linebacker, and he's pulling himself into all-pro conversations. So I want to give a huge shout-out to this Bills team because they came to play against one of the hottest teams in the NFL last week.
Yeah. And I will say, Cam, speaking of linebackers, I didn't get to talk to you about this. Jamin Davis hurt us this weekend, man. Had 3rd and 15. He has the ball. They throw a swing pass to DeAndre Swift. It is Jamin Davis right here, DeAndre Swift right here. He runs straight around Jamin Davis. They get a first down. They're in field goal range. They hit a field goal and beat us in overtime. But, yeah, I know you brought up linebackers. Did have to mention that. Jamin, I love you sometimes, but damn, I hate you sometimes too. But, yeah, we'll go ahead and move past everything. Cam, do you have any comments? You want to keep moving forward?
On Jamin, prime example of why you don't draft a guy in the first round who had like 8 good games in college.
Yeah, we're bad about that.
He was awesome during the COVID season as like a 19-year-old, and then he gets drafted in the first round. He was like 220 pounds when you guys drafted him. So, the Steelers did the same thing with Devin Bush. We traded up to 10 to get Devin Bush, and he never panned out. So, that prime example to all you GMs listening, I know all 32 of you are, don't take a guy in the first round that's only played good for like half a season.
No, and then another one, Emmanuel Forbes. He's been playing good too, but A.J. Brown had 220 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns on his head, and he was shot on him the whole game. So, yeah, that's another one. Ron Rivera, Christian Gonzalez or Rodriguez, whatever his name is, that's on the Patriots now. He was still there too. But anyway, we'll move forward. Cam, the New York Giants, they suck.
They're bad.
This was a playoff team last year.
This was a playoff team. Yeah.
This team tied us and beat us twice to go to the playoffs last year. Tied us one time and beat us one time. I was at the game when they beat us to go to the playoffs. This team is not looking good. Not one aspect of the game.
It all starts up front, Ward. This team gave up 11 sacks to the Seattle's front 7. Evan Neal, who they took.
Evan Neal sucks.
In the top 5, kicked him over to right tackle. I did a film breakdown for one of my Giants fans today, and it was bad.
Yeah,
it was rough. All starts up front. I mean, and this defense, God bless them, they're on the field for 95% of the game, it feels like. But 24
Big Dex is getting tired, man.
Yeah, 24-3 loss to Seattle if you didn't watch. We got the stats. First of all, this is the 3rd primetime game the Giants have played in this year. I just want to say that they've gotten outscored like 92-16 in these 3 games. Somebody told Brian Daboll that last night after the game, and
he said, "I know the scores."
Yeah, he was not too happy about it. But I mean, they got to take a look. I mean, same thing with the Steelers, man. This team needs to look in the mirror. Like, this is a playoff team. They should be a playoff team. They paid their quarterback. He's going out there throwing pick sixes to rookies out. I mean, this team's in bad shape. And like I said, man, it all starts up front. That offensive line has been terrible since Andrew Thomas went out at left tackle. Evan Neal, your top 5 pick, it's time to start playing like it. And I highlighted this and I'll probably put the video out, but there's 3 problems with Evan Neal right now that are fixable. It's his feet, it's his hands, and it's his feet, hands, and he gets his head too involved in pass pro. But the 4th problem with Evan Neal is he doesn't care. He's getting his ass whooped, play in and play out, and he just doesn't care. So that's something you can't fix. And this Giants team, man, half rebuilds rarely work, and that's what this feels like, is a half rebuild.
Yep. And then, another kind of speaking on that, another team that completely just, I don't know, laid an egg was the New England Patriots. Not sure if you watched them play on Sunday Night Football, or they had a 4:30 slot game. I love watching football all day, and I was upset after the Redskins lost. Turn on TV.
Whoa.
Commanders, sorry. I'm upset after the Commanders lose and turn on TV, and the Pats are down 31-3 at halftime. And I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm just going to damn twiddle my thumbs and look on TikTok, I guess. But, yeah, man, saw a statistic on ESPN today, and I don't know if you watched Stephen A. Smith at all. I get a kick out of Stephen A. Smith. As of right now, according to Mr. Stephen A., the Patriots are going to be the number 1 destination for a head coach this offseason, and the Patriots are also going to be the number 1 destination for a free agent quarterback. Cam, what's the reaction?
Yeah, I mean, this has definitely been a hit on the head coach's legacy. A guy that, people said made Tom Brady, not looking like that for Belichick.
Not since Brady left. That's all. He had over a 700% win percentage, or he had over a 700% winning percentage when Tom Brady was there. Since Brady left, it's like 425.
Yeah. Mac Jones got benched, by the way. I don't know if
I saw that. Did they
one of our
bench
buddies,
him or did they just take him out because they were getting beat so bad?
they benched him. Like they were, and shout out to Ben Misk, who paid like $200 for a sophomore year signed Mac Jones card. Looks like he got washed in that one. But
how Bailey Zappi play?
Not good. Is about how you would expect Bailey Zappi to play. So going against a tough defense, I'll say, but this Pats team has been lethargic. They have no athletes on that team. If you watch them, when Juju Smith-Schuster is your best receiver, as a Steelers fan, I can tell you you're in a rough spot. So this Pats team, man, talk about a rebuild. That's a team that needs a rebuild. I don't know if you kick Belichick out. I mean, he's your GM as well, so you'll have to fill two positions there. But it's time to hit the reset button big time here in New England, Ward.
Yep, you're right. And I know I have another hot. It's Overreaction Tuesday. Cam, we always talk about this. I don't know if this is an overreaction or not. The NFL stat gurus back me here, but I think the 49ers are the number one team in the NFL. I think the 49ers are the best team head over heels in the NFL right now. They're actually number one on the power rankings for the first time. The Chiefs are not that for the first time ever, pretty much. But everything, all the rah-rah that people talked about, what's his name? Quarterback from, who I'm talking about, about the 49ers quarterback, Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
He's proven everybody wrong. I mean, Christian McCaffrey is playing like the best running back in the NFL if he stays healthy. Deebo Samuel is not, by the way. Deebo Samuel, I don't know how Brandon Ayuk's playing, but when you have your quarterback or your running back scoring 3 touchdowns a game, not really you can do too much as a wide receiver. But this 49ers team's good, Cam. Very good.
Yeah, they're awesome. I don't think it's a hot take at all to say they're the best team in the league. The only thing I have reservations about is Brock Purdy. But I will say major like Georgia vibes with this team with Stetson Bennett, like a quarterback that's just good enough. He can command the team. He makes all the big plays. He might not be the best athlete, might not have the best arm, but he's not going to lose you a football game. That's how I feel about Brock Purdy. And you talk about a collection of talent, man. This 49ers team has it. They're tough. They're physical. They run the ball down your throat, and then right when you think you got the run stop, they've got 2 really good receivers on the outside and the best tight end and a great fullback. And, I mean, they've got an embarrassment of riches there. They've got the best offensive mind in football right now. Don't at me. All these McVay guys, this McVay tree, they're copying the wrong guy, I promise you. The guy that copies in San Francisco right now.
And you look at their left tackle, too. I think their left tackle, people argue with me about this all the time. I think they have the number one player in all of NFL football wearing number 71 lining up at left tackle for them right now. So that makes an impact as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one of the top 3 to 5 offensive tackles of all time sitting there. And, I mean, the rest of the offensive line is really good, too. So, this team, you would talk about an embarrassment of riches when it comes to talent. The 49ers got it. Shout out to John Lynch, who's done an incredible job formulating that team.
I cannot wait to see them and the Cowboys play on Sunday night.
That's going to be a fun matchup. We're going to get into that, but that's going to be a damn fun
matchup.
Yeah. Real quick, we do want to say rest in peace to Tim Wakefield, the last great knuckleballer in MLB history, passed away this weekend. So R.I.P. to Big Tim. One of the greatest to ever do it.
Yep. Tim Wakefield, rest in peace. The Fat Katz are with you. And rest in peace, brother. Throw some knuckleballs up there in heaven for us.
Yep. College football real quick. My Cats, man, dog walk the Gators. I'll tell you, Ward, this is I never thought this would happen. So big ups to Stoops. Kentucky is top to bottom a better football program than the Florida Gators.
Yep.
When do you think you would ever heard that 5-10 years ago?
They're a basketball school.
Dude, these guys have now beaten Florida 3 years in a row. They've won 5 out of the last 8. This Kentucky team, I mean, Mark Stoops has built a damn good program here. 33-14 victory over the Gators. In a game where Devin Leary went 8 for 22 for 69 yards and a touchdown. Ward. He didn't play great.
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
He did not play good. This offensive line dominated a Florida front that had given up the least amount of rushing yards in the SEC up to that point after playing Tennessee and Utah early in the season. Mm-hmm. So I want to say big ups to the big blue wall, man. This team, they're hard-nosed, they're blue-collar, they're what a Kentucky football team should be. They run the football down your throat, and if we get this passing game going, man, this has a special capability This team could be special, man.
There's 3 undefeated teams in the SEC right now, Cam. Them Kentucky Wildcats, them Georgia Bulldogs, and then them Missouri boys. So I don't know about Missouri, but dude, I'm very, very, very optimistic about. I texted you during and after the UGA Auburn game. This team's beatable, dude. This is not the same UGA team that we've seen. I promise you, this is not the same UGA team that we've seen. You guys play in Athens, but I hope Stoops, I hope Devin Leary comes out and y'all come out ready to then play, man. It's going to be, that's the game of the weekend, right? Have they announced this game day going there?
So game day is going to Oklahoma, Texas.
Oh, okay.
I
understand that, yeah.
I do want to say, man, like, as you said, this team is beatable. And if you watch that Auburn game, everything Auburn gave Georgia problems with, Kentucky does as good or better.
Yep.
They run the football. And I'm telling you, man, if Devin Leary gets on the same page with these 2 NFL receivers we have as true sophomores, this team could legit go, 10-2, 11-1 in the regular season.
Dude, if y'all beat Georgia this weekend, man, I don't know who's going to beat y'all.
We've got a gauntlet coming up. We've got Georgia, then we're at Missouri, at Mississippi State, Tennessee comes to us, and then we're at South Carolina.
Okay, so Tennessee's scary. You said Ole Miss or Mississippi
State. At Mississippi State.
I mean, dude.
Also throw Alabama in there at home at the beginning of November. So we've got a gauntlet. Alabama. Yeah, we've got a gauntlet coming up.
Yeah, well, yeah. One game at a time, though, Cam.
But going to Athens, win. You're a top 10 team. We're 20 right now. You go into Athens and you win at 7:30 on ESPN, you automatically jump into the top 10.
Yeah, it's going to be I'm really excited for you guys, man. Really excited for you guys. I already touched on NC State. Don't really have too much to add. MJ Morris, I hope you turn something around. I hope we can do something. We play Marshall this weekekend at home. Actually, I think it's at Marshall. I take that back.
No, it's at home.
In Raleigh, we play Marshall at home. On paper, we should beat Marshall. Marshall's a pretty good team. This is not a team to overlook in any way. But Marshall's a 6-point favorite? No, we're a 6-point favorite. We're a 6-point favorite.
Yeah.
God, I'm getting all mixed up. But, MJ Morris, the team is yours, my friend. Go show out.
Yeah, thank God they got Armstrong out of there, man. I respect him. Like, he's a really good quarterback of Virginia. The guy is not cut out to play big-time college football.
You know what I knew he was done? I'm watching on TV. He throws a pick in the third quarter, and the crowd is chanting MJ Morris.
Yeah, that was rough, man. That was tough.
Yeah.
I will say, man, offensive line does that guy no favors. Run game does him no favors. But watching that guy go from a fade read to tucking the ball and looking like me running out there, it's got to be frustrating. So,
I will say, man, I'm optimistic for MJ Morris. I went to one NC State game last year. Or I went to 2 NC State games. But the one NC State game I did go to, we were 6-1, and we were playing 3-4 Boston College. And we got beat at home by Boston College. So, and MJ Morris was starting. So, MJ Morris, I'm with you, brother. I'm on your back, or I got your back. But go do something, man.
Yeah, and let me say to all these NC State fans that think that MJ Morris is like the savior, let's temper expectations. There's a reason this guy wasn't starting to begin with. I hope he plays well, but let's not act like we've got the next – Lamar Jackson.
Not Jalen Hurts.
Joe Burrow. Yeah, I mean, this is a backup quarterback for a reason. So let's temper expectations a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on, a game that Dad and I watched at Texas Roadhouse this weekend, Ward. Ole Miss and LSU, absolute barn burner, 55-49. Crazy game down in the Bayou. Or no, we were in Ole Miss. We're
in Mississippi. We're in Oxford.
Yep. Awesome game. Absolute shootout, track meet, everything we expected it to be, and Ole Miss comes out on top. I'll say officially eliminating LSU from playoff contention with their second loss on the season. But Jackson Dart came to play. This offense was awesome. Both offenses were awesome. Both defenses were putrid, and Lane Kiffin and the fighting Rebs get out of there with a win.
Hey, was this SEC or was this Big 12? Couldn't tell by the way the defenses were playing. But anyway, shout out to Ole Miss. My cousin Lee is a huge Ole Miss fan, went to Ole Miss. He was actually at the game with his girlfriend. So shout out to Ole Miss. And I'm glad you got to see a barn burner. You guys beat LSU at home. Probably not a better game to go to as an Ole Miss fan. But congrats to them. Cam, Notre Dame Duke, college game day in Durham. Notre Dame pulls out 21-14. Hell of a game. What is your thoughts on that? Did you watch it?
Yeah, man, I watched just about every snap. And in a game where at the end it's like Duke's going to pull this off. Like,
I thought Duke was going to win.
They're going to win this football game, and then Notre Dame gets a crazy play on 4th down and then breaks off a huge run to get the score to 21-14. Unfortunately, Riley Leonard gets hurt at the end of this game, but this Duke team, man, is really fun. My dad had a bad take, but we'll talk about it later. But fun Duke team. They fought their asses off, and they just lost to a better football team at the end of the day. Notre Dame kind of gets a reward from the football gods after getting a bad beat against Ohio State and come back and beat Duke in a heartbreaking fashion. So it was a great game if you got to watch. It was a really fun game.
Yeah, I will say shout out to Duke too. Duke does not have many famous alumni that weren't athletes. We're not athletes. Remember, caption me when I say that. We're not athletes. But anyway, Chow. If anybody's ever watched The Hangover, Chow was in Durham this weekend. He's a Duke alumni. He's an actor, funny guy. If you go back and watch him and Pat McAfee talk about Notre Dame versus Duke, pretty funny, not going to lie. But, yeah, it was cool to see Duke have game day too. You know, just being 10 minutes down or 20 minutes down the road. It's cool to see Duke have it. Hate they got beat, but this Duke team's pretty good, Cam.
Yeah. And in a game where we thought that USC was just going to blow the doors off Colorado, I think they got out to like a 38-3, a 38-3 lead. And I turned on the game, you know, just looking to see USC taking knees and burning the clock. And it was 48-41 with a minute 30 to go, Ward. We were an onside kick away from Colorado shocking the world. Ultimately, it didn't happen, but great game. Another absolute barn burner when it comes to offenses, and a great comeback from a Colorado team, which I've said from the beginning, they've got the skills to hang in any game. Just kind of relies on the guys up front if they're going to win the football game. But super fun game to watch and a great comeback to get to watch.
Quote for quote, I'm 5 or 6 dogs away from making something happen. So, yeah, I didn't watch. I could watch a little bit of it, and they were getting the hell beat out of them. God, I got the hiccups. I apologize. Getting the hell beat out of them. But, yeah, Notre Dame came back, showed some – or I'm sorry, not Notre Dame. Colorado came back, showed some grit. And, yeah, excited to see them move into week 5 or week 6, week 5, whatever it is. Week 6.
Yeah. As we move on to our previews, kind of a lackluster slate of football this weekend, Ward, but we'll start it off with week 5 in the NFL with your Commanders. Thursday night coming up against the Bears, who are the worst team in football. Washington is 6.5-point favorites, Ward. How do you foresee this game going on Thursday night?
Well, dude, this is the first time since, I believe it's 2005, that we've had 3 consecutive home sellouts. So something very cool our new owner did was he went on and this was 2 weeks ago. He said, buy tickets between this day and this day. I pay for all your fees on Ticketmaster. So everybody got tickets at face value, which was awesome. The fans bought them up. There's going to be a lot of burgundy and gold there. There's not going to, I don't know how many Chicago folks are going to be there, but yeah, I'm excited. The spread scares me. I do not like a 6.5-point spread, especially after we played them on Thursday Night Football this exact week. We played them week 5 on Thursday Night Football last year. This is when Carson Wentz got benched, actually. But, yeah, they had the ball on the 1-yard line on 4th and goal, couldn't score. We ended up winning. I don't like the spread here. I like us winning, but I don't like us covering, especially after the freaking fight that we put up against Philly. I know our guys are beat up, but I will say the Bears put up a fight too. I mean, the Bears are beat up as well from Denver. I don't know, man. I like us winning. I don't like us covering. The spread scares me a little bit, but Vegas knows more than me. So go Commies.
I think on your point about the Bears, they got out to such a commanding lead and then lost that football game. I think that was their last chance to kind of salvage the season.
Yeah.
I think this might be a route in your guys' favor.
So what do you think, Cam? I'm so sorry to cut you off. Right now, the Bears have the number 1 and number 2 pick. I don't think Justin Fields is the problem.
I don't think it's the problem
consistently.
Yeah,
consistency is a possibility. But
I don't think he's the problem per se, but I think the lack of respect he has for coaching, and if a guy like Caleb Williams comes out, Caleb Williams is a better quarterback than Justin Fields is right now. You don't pass that up. But like you said, I don't think Justin Fields is the only problem. Does he miss open receivers? Yeah. Is that scheme probably too complex for him? Probably, yeah. Does he make bad decisions with the football? Yeah. Kid's got all the potential in the world, man. He can run, and he's got a rocket launcher strapped to his right shoulder.
I think Caleb Williams may be the biggest quarterback prospect coming into this draft. Trevor Lawrence, maybe. I mean, dude, Caleb Williams, if he left this past year, I know he couldn't. He left this past year, he was the number one pick. And he has been consistent, too. He's consistent.
The most – he's easily the most surefire.
Joe Burrow was great for 1 year. You know, Caleb Williams has been great. This is going to be his third year. So, I don't know, man. I mean, if I'm the Bears, something has to change. If I have the number one pick and a generational talent is in front of me, I'm probably going to take him.
Yeah. And then a team that's been looking at Justin Fields is Atlanta. They need a quarterback. Get a second rounder for him. You've got 1 and 2. Go get Caleb Williams, get Marvin Harrison Jr. and have I mean, probably the greatest rookie quarterback receiver tandem of all time. But they're in a good spot pick wise, but the lack of commitment to Justin Fields is weird, and I understand why Caleb Williams has kind of voiced out that he doesn't want to play in Chicago.
Has he already said that?
Yeah, he said there's only 5 teams he wants to play for. I think it's like Dallas, San Francisco.
So he's picking and choosing. Get that.
Yeah.
Is he gonna pull a Drew Brees?
Well, he said that he said, quote unquote, he thinks that he can make more money at USC next year than on a rookie deal.
He would. He would.
Yeah.
What quarterback? What? It wasn't Drew Brees. Was it Eli Manning? Eli Manning. What's he damn pulling an Eli?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's going to be. I think your Commanders. We got off topic there, but I think your Commanders are going to rout the Bears this week. I really do.
I hope so, dude.
One more Bears point. Steelers traded Chase Claypool for their second round pick last year, which ended up being the 32nd pick. He was a healthy scratch last week, and they're asking a 6th or 7th round pick in return for Chase Claypool right now.
Chase Claypool sucks.
Well, he tricked us all, Ward, because he came out his rookie year and had 11 touchdowns, and we all thought that this guy was going to be special. I was calling him Mapletron, bro. And then he comes in, I mean, he stinks. So I just thought that was funny, how the mighty fall sometimes. But my Steelers and Ravens play on Sunday. Baltimore, when the lines open, were 4.5-point favorites. Last time I checked, I think they got bet down to 2.5-point favorites.
Wow, dude.
I still like the Ravens to win.
In Baltimore?
I think so. I could be wrong. I'm so checked out right now when it comes to the Steelers, unfortunately. But
with who? Mitch Trubisky playing too?
We don't know. We'll know Wednesday. Steelers, Mike Tomlin said today, they're full pads all week, including Saturday, Ward. So the injury report might be a little bit hefty, but I'm with him, man. You got to get these guys playing, hard-nosed football. And if Kenny Pickett's playing, I got some faith. If Mitch Berg or Mason Rudolph's playing, dude, get an alternate spread on the Ravens. Get it 10, 12 points if you can, because as bad as the Steelers team is with Kenny Pickett, they're even worse with those guys.
Yeah, so, I'll say too, dude. If Kenny Pickett's not playing and that's a 2.5-point spread, freaking hammer it.
Yeah.
Excuse my language. I'm sorry, but
that's 2. That's 10 push-ups, Ward. But The biggest game of the weekend for sure is Cowboys 49ers. I believe this is a Sunday night game. Am I right, Ward?
Yep, Sunday night.
We got San Francisco as 4-point favorites when the line's open. So I got 49ers winning. I think that they might kick the Cowboys' ass, man. I really do. I think, like we said, this is the best team in football. Cowboys are a little bit hurt right now. They're a little bit banged up. And that offense hasn't had to do a lot yet, Ward.
Nope.
That offense hasn't really come out and put together 4 quarters of good ball yet.
No, and when Dak Prescott had to come in clutch, he threw an interception against the Cardinals, who statistically is bottom half, and you're playing the number 1 defense in the NFL. So, I don't know, dude. I think I hate the Cowboys, so I hope the 49ers beat the hell out of them. But I don't know, man. I think it's going to be a good game. Is it in Dallas or in San Fran? Do you know?
I do not know.
I'll have to look into that where it's at. If San Francisco opening up as a 4-point favorite, I almost want to say it's in Dallas. It's
in San Francisco.
It is in San Francisco. Okay. That's going to be an interesting game, man. Dallas travels very strong too. So I think there's going to be a lot of Cowboys people there. I don't know. I think defensively, I hope that the one matchup I would love to see, Micah Parsons, Trent Williams. I hope he's going to not line up on Trent Williams for that reason. He's going to line up on the opposite side. I hope those two go head to head. I would like to see that. I think this is going to be a 4-quarter football game because I think Mike McCarthy's going to have them very hyped up going into San Francisco on the road. Last time they were on the road, they got beat. So I don't know, man. I'm really excited as a football fan. Even though I hate Dallas, I cannot wait to watch this football game.
Yeah, man. This is Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, two heavyweights, the best in the game, going at it. So it doesn't get much better than this.
Yep.
Speaking of not getting much better than this, as a Kentucky fan, you go into Athens, Georgia at 5-0, number one team in the nation. You got a chance to take the SEC East by the nuts and claim it as your division. UGA opened as 18.5-point favorites. It's been
That's insane, dude.
It's been bet down to 14.5. I think Kentucky covers here. I think they come in. I think this is going to be like a 24-21 game kind of deal. These two teams play they play a very similar style of football. Very blue collar, hard nosed football, run it down your throat kind of deal. And I think this is going to be the game that Devin Leary has his coming out party. He's the number 2 quarterback in the portal behind Sam Hartman. He's got 2 NFL guys at receiver. I think he's going to have a big game. I'm calling it now. We go into Athens, 7:30 on the ESPN, and we beat the Georgia Bulldogs.
I like it. The confidence is there. And, Cam, I wish I could say the same. Your confidence is up here. Mine's down here. So I think Kentucky's going to cover. I do think Kentucky's going to cover. I'm not going to tell you guys are going to beat them. I haven't watched Kentucky play much this year, though. But it is UGA, 2-time defending national champs, best coach in college football. You're not at home. You're in Georgia. A lot of barking's going to be going on. But anyway, I like you guys covering. I love you guys covering. But anyway, man, I wish I could say the same. My Wolf Puppies, and they're not even going to be the Wolf Pack right now. They're the Wolf Puppies. The Wolf Puppies play Marshall. And anyway, we're a 6.5-point favorite. We're at home. Screw it. Win and cover.
I like it. I do not have you guys winning this football game, believe it or not. Marshall came in and dogged Virginia Tech last week.
They did.
They've been extremely impressive so far this year. They're one of the best G5 programs in the nation right now. And NC State coming off a tough loss to Louisville, although they've had a long week. I think that front seven on defense and that offensive line, man, has just been so bad this year. I think Marshall comes into State and gets a victory here, unfortunately for you guys.
I like it, man. I like David. I'm looking right now. I'm trying to find the Kentucky stuff, but I'm going to hammer that. I'm going to hammer that Kentucky spread. But no, dude. So Oklahoma, Texas, the Red River rivalry. That's what they call it, right?
Yep.
I think this has a chance. I think this is going to be. I'm not sure what the over is. I'd bet it. I would hammer the over here. I like Texas just because I've bet against Texas all year, and they continue to beat me. If a team beats Alabama, I promise you they can beat Oklahoma. So give me Texas.
Yeah, these are going to be 2 fun offenses going at each other at the fairgrounds. And I like Texas. Yeah, I like Texas to win and cover the 6.5-point spread. This offense is way superior to Oklahoma's defense. I think Texas has the edge rushers to maybe get at this Oklahoma offense a little bit more so. So that's why I'm going to go Texas to win outright and cover the spread. We've got another ranked matchup in the SEC Ward. We've got 23 LSU coming off a loss, going to Missouri. LSU opens as 6.5-point favorites. As you said earlier, Missouri, one of the 3 standing undefeated SEC teams. Mm-hmm. I like LSU in this game, though. I don't think Missouri has the quarterback talent to hang. I don't think that they have the defense to hang. And if you know me, Eli Dorkwitz is on my blacklist. I can't stand the guy. I think he's such a loser. Yeah. And that's why I have LSU winning and covering the 6.5-point spread.
I like it. Eli, you have started out strong, my friend. Now is when you hit your brick wall. Don't see you beating LSU in any way. Give me LSU winning and covering.
I will say Luther Burden is one of the best skill players in the nation right now. True sophomore out of St. Louis. He will be like a top 10 pick one day.
Mm-hmm.
But last ranked matchup, we've got Notre Dame and Louisville. Notre Dame opens as 6.5-point favorites. I believe this game is in Louisville, correct?
In Louisville, yes.
Yeah. So I like this Louisville team, man. And every time I've bet against Notre Dame this year, they proved me wrong. So I'm going to ride with Notre Dame with the 7 points.
I'm gonna be honest. NC State exposed Louisville in the ways of their offense is not very good. Notre Dame beat NC State by 35 points. Louisville beat NC State by 3 points. We played Notre Dame 3 weeks ago. We played Louisville last week. Give me Notre Dame winning and covering strong.
Yep. So by your math, Notre Dame should win this game by 32 points.
At least.
Real quick, Bam's Bad Beats. This is our sports betting kind of deal here. Bam's Bad Beats. I got Toledo minus 19 over UMass this weekend. I've got Marshall covering the 6.5-point spread. I'll be betting the money line though. So if you're feeling fruity, throw some on the Marshall money line there. I think we're at plus 225 right now. Eastern Michigan has been a walking free money glitch. I think they've covered every spread this year. Mm-hmm. They're 2.5-point favorites over Ball State. Give me Eastern Michigan covering. The Bills are 5.5-point favorites in London over Jacksonville. I think that's probably the freest money of the week. It's already gotten bet up to 6.5 points. And lastly, I've got Houston plus 2.5 against Atlanta in Atlanta. The way Houston dog walked the Steelers, man, I've got to give them their props. So I will be betting them with the 2.5 points against Atlanta this weekend.
Dude, I do not know. You mentioned Buffalo and Jacksonville. I think I'm on the opposite side. And the reason why I say this, Jacksonville has been in England for 2 or 1.5 weeks now.
Yep.
Buffalo has not. I don't know if you're playing halfway across the world, being there, getting used to the oxygen levels, getting used to the field. I don't know if that does anything or not. But I do think the Buffalo is going to win if it's at a 6.5-point spread. I like Buffalo winning but not covering. Anyway, that's not on my Fade Wade pick of the week. My Fade Wade pick of the week is actually just hammered it online. Cam, I'll send you the confirmation later. Give me UK covering. I think Kentucky 14.5 is a little juicy to me. I think Kentucky's going to go in and cover. I also have the 49ers covering, 4.5-point favorite, or, I don't like Dallas. So give me the Niners covering. And then I don't know what the player prop is for MJ Morris, NC State's new quarterback. I'm not sure what his passing yards are going to be. I would assume maybe like 210, 220. Give me the under on MJ Morris passing yards. He is a running quarterback. You're going to see a lot of triple option, a lot of QB draws. I don't think when we don't have the superior wide receivers for him to throw the ball to. So I like the under there.
Cool deal. So that's your Bam's Bad Beats and Fade Wade picks of the week. Moving into Fans Fat Takes. Justin Alford kept it short this week. He said, love it, fellas. Looking forward who wins the $2,000 golf/roll wager. Unfortunately, got pushed back. Don't know if the golf wager will be in motion, but we're either doing Texas Roadhouse wings or Texas Roadhouse rolls or chicken wings next time me and Ward see each other. So we'll keep you guys posted.
We'll probably keep you posted.
Logan Springer, hot take. CJ Stroud is already a top 12 quarterback in the NFL. And he said, I'm not even sure there's 11 more guys that could do what he's doing with the Texans. Stats back up. CJ Stroud statistically is a top 12 quarterback. He's also a young guy who at this point, I would build a franchise around. I think I could name 12 quarterbacks that are better football players than CJ Stroud at this point. But statistically, you are correct. He is a top 12 quarterback.
Yep, L Springs, statistically, you are correct. Football-wise, you were not correct. CJ Stroud's good. He's played 4 games. We got a lot of football left to play. So I would like to see how this argument, where this hot take is in 2 months, maybe even 3 months. But anyway, I like it. And statistically, he's playing great right now. Hopefully he can keep it up. Cam, I'll go ahead and kick off my pet peeve of the week, okay? Yep. I have two of them. And this really may rub people the wrong way, but I don't care. My first one is Taylor Swift. I am so tired of hearing about Taylor Swift. So freaking tired about hearing about Taylor Swift. I get you're there your first game, she's there, whatever. Cool. All right, Taylor Swift's there. Cool. Then when I go on ESPN, I have to hear about it for a week. Okay, I'm tired. Bleacher Report, TikTok, The Score, everything. I'm tired of hearing about damn Taylor Swift. That's one. And then two, they play this weekend in New York. Okay, Sunday Night Football. Or is it Monday Night Football? No, Sunday Night Football they played. All they talked about was Taylor Swift. Good God, man. Tired of hearing about Taylor Swift. And another one, Cam, and I may be an asshole for saying this. Call me what you want. I'm tired of hearing about Damar Hamlin as well. Damar Hamlin it's great. God bless him. He's back. Let the man play football, And everybody's all over Damar Hamlin. He's doing this. He's doing that. All right, he's back. He's playing football again. It's in the past. Let's quit talking about it. So Taylor Swift and Damar Hamlin, they are my pet peeves of the week.
Yeah, man. To your point, Taylor Swift fans are the worst people on earth. They're the most annoying people to ever touch this earth, besides who I'm about to talk about next. Yeah, man, I'm tired of the Taylor Swift thing too. I did see a funny trend on TikTok though, and it's boyfriends telling their girlfriends that Travis Kelce put Taylor Swift on the map.
Oh, yeah.
They get real upset. And
I've seen the opposite ones. I've seen girls telling boys that she put Travis Kelce on the map, which is
But on your Damar Hamlin point, the dude's been a healthy scratch until last week. Like you said, God bless him. I'm glad he was able to make it back. There's a conspiracy going around that this is maybe a clone, which is a funny conspiracy. They had to teach him how to play football. But glad he's healthy, glad he's back. But like you said, man, we can stop talking about him now. He's a nickel safety. Let's stop it. The people I was referring to as the most annoying people in this world are Tennessee fans. I went on a Tennessee message board this week, and it was all about how bad Kentucky football is and how they can't believe that Tennessee lost to this Florida team, that Kentucky just dog walked. Tennessee fans are the dumbest people on the earth. They're up there with the people from Indiana.
With Carolina fans.
Yeah, I mean, they're the worst. They think it's the 1990s again for some reason. Peyton Manning's not walking through that door, guys. Like, you guys are back to where you need to be. You had your one breakout season last year. It was fun. Get back used to going 7-5 and 8-4, because that's what this program is now, and it has been for the past 20 years.
Cam, I love it.
You had one good season, and now, I mean, people are going crazy again. This is an 8-4 program. I promise you. Don't get it twisted. And this is coming from a Kentucky fan who is glad to be an 8-4 program. But full plate, empty stomach. Ward, my full plate is going to be the big blue wall. I talked about it earlier. 280 rushing yards for Ray Davis and 320 combined for the team against Florida. First time in my life I can remember that we had the superior line to Florida in all aspects of the game, and it's a fun place to be.
My full plate, if you want to watch pure domination on the football field, if you want to look at a Travis Kelce, the biggest Travis Kelce comparison you can, go look at Brock Bowers play against Auburn this weekend. Put his team on his back in the fourth quarter, down by 3 points. Brock Bowers, he's a stud, and I hope Washington possibly drafts him next year. Give me Brock Bowers as my full plate.
Brock Bowers is awesome. The perfect combination of Travis Kelce and George Kittle, in my opinion. He's the best tight end prospect I've ever seen play football. My empty stomach, I've got two guys. Friends of mine are fans of these teams, and that being the Giants and the Panthers. Both top 10 picks at tackle. It's Evan Neal and Ike Ekwonu. Both these guys have been terrible so far in their NFL tenures. Evan Neal got kicked to right tackle. He gave up 4 sacks on his lonesome last night. Ike Ekwonu has been bad this season. He's been one of the lowest rated left tackles in the league in his second year. And he doesn't look good right now, Ward. There's something going on. I don't know if he's hurt or if he just hasn't been training, but as each day passes, Ike Ekwonu looks more and more like a left guard than a left tackle.
Yep, you're right, and I hate it for an NC State guy, but yeah, not playing too good. My empty stomach this week, Cam, it's going to be DeAndre Ayton. Not sure if you watched a press conference of DeAndre Ayton. he calls himself Dominatin'. And that is spelled Dominayton. Dominatin'. This guy is soft as butter, Cam. He's not dominating shit. So you can change that name up and do what you want with it. But when I see him dominate, I'll give him the nickname. So he's my empty stomach for the week.
Looks like Tarzan, plays like Jane.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I'm with you, man. DeAndre Ayton is like the king of the mid-range. The bad.
He's good He's good in 2K. I'll give him that. Every time I make a big man in 2K, DeAndre Ayton's always a stud I got to play against. But
yeah, I mean, 7'1", 260 pounds. He looks like Shaq when he came into the league, and the dude refuses to rebound and only takes 10-foot jump shots. So I don't know where he came up with that nickname. It sounds cool. Kids, don't give yourself a nickname. You just get made fun of like this guy. But that is the show this week, Ward. Once again, man, I appreciate you doing this with me, and I love doing it with you. But that was episode 27. Song of the week real quick. I'm going to go Homecoming, Kanye West.
Go check out Riley Green's new album. It's very good. He dropped 8 songs or 7 songs. That's going to be my songs of the week.
Love it. That was the Fat Katz Podcast. I want to remind everybody real quick, find us on Spotify and YouTube, the Fat Katz Podcast. It's KATZ. Find us on Instagram and TikTok at Fat Katz Pod. And that is another episode down the hatch.
Hey, if you made it this far, I owe you a beer. Cam, 27 episodes down. We're at 28 next week. Check the boys out, Cam. Always good to see you, brother. Have a good night.
Peace.